Oh, sorry. Yeah, we are live. So, say
Wow.
something. So, we want to have a conversation around real estate,
Yeah.
around the real estate and what's been doing lately. Like I was saying, that most Nigerians abroad don't really believe. And when I use the word believe now, I mean believe in a lot of things, believe in themselves, believe in even in Nigeria. I'm about to see some
Yeah.
Nigerians says that they've not been home for years, and so they're also
Yeah.
looking at coming back. What are they coming to do? That's what they
Well,
say. What are they to do? But for everyone joining me on social media pages and then on YouTube, I have with me here my friend, my one-time colleague in school, now my customer.
I mean, yeah,
So Isaac
yeah,
Emmanuel resides in the US, but don't worry, he's going to tell you a little about himself. And we are just going to have some conversations today around
yeah,
what he's doing, what he has done, and some of the decisions he has even made. Because I've listened to his story and he has shared some with me, and I can tell you that there are few people, both I mean Nigerians in diaspora and Nigerians even at home. There are few
yeah.
people who will want to dare. And one of the things I always push is you just have to dare, you just have to do things that are beyond the normal so that you
Yeah,
can get results that are beyond the normal. So you're going to
yeah.
be, learning and getting real life issues, real life, stories from him, and he's just going to tell you a lot of things that he has done, and then what he's planning to do. And of course,
Yeah.
the conversation will still go around, me asking him some questions because so that we can, take it from, I mean, one step at a time. So
Yeah.
I'll be asking him some questions too. But of course, my intention with this live session is also to be able to help somebody out there make deliberate decision. When I say deliberate
Yeah.
decision now, all of us, we all have what we want to do. So what that
Yeah.
thing you had always wanted to do, the question is why are you not doing it? So
Yeah.
I will not do a lot of talk here because I'm the one to ask the question.
No problem. No
So I
problem.
have with me here Emmanuel Isaac, and so tell me, I have your daughter there,
Say hi, Mama.
Oyibo girl,
Say
but it's just
hi.
that the papa is not Oyibo. so you reside in US. Where in US? Where do you stay in the US?
So, we currently stay in Houston, Texas. Yeah, in the
Houston,
west
Texas.
part of Houston, Texas. Yes.
Awesome. I remember one time like that when you told me you stay in Houston, Texas. I was telling you that, oh, Texas. I've been in Texas. I've lived in Texas before. After when I was in school, I was living in Texas hostel.
In Texas, oh yeah, that's true. I remember.
I was
Yeah,
living
yeah,
in Texas hostel in Dago.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
Okay, so he lives in Texas, Eastern Texas. So, but and there's something that is also unique about you. You don't just live there. You are not an American. Oh, you have a. I think you have a
Yeah.
citizen. Yeah, you are a
Yes.
citizen now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great, great. But I would have loved to hear a little. How did you get into the US in the first place?
Well,
What took you there? Why did you decide to leave Nigeria?
well,
Nigeria, a land flowing with milk and honey. Oh.
no, no be smart, Well, the funniest part is that right from when I had finished high school, growing up, we all have different visions. And I mean, once you get to a stage of your life, you want more. So that's one thing about me. I don't really, quote unquote, in context, believe in the word future, right? I believe in
You
setting
raise your
goals.
ears.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So I don't really believe in the word when they say future. I believe in setting goals, and some goals that we set as humans, we sometimes attain them and sometimes we don't, depending on some other situations or whatever that circumstance we find ourselves. But a future, what is a future? People would say, oh, in the next 10 years, I want to be here, I want to do this, I want to do that, You know, to me, those are goals because a future is something I can never even explain or attach a definition to, But yeah, my journey to the US, I mean, I would say it started as a dream for me because growing up, I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, we've heard this story before." I lived in the gutter in the suburb or whatever they would say, I mean, yeah, my both parents did a good job by making sure we went to a very good school, But after then, coming from how's it called, an Igbo family, it gets to a certain stage after high school, I mean, or university, your parents will be like, okay, I've done my beat. It's now your turn to go fight out there, and fight for yourself, you know.
Mm.
So yeah, I played soccer when I was in school, even at university. So I was like, oh, I want to travel to go play soccer professionally, So that's when my quest for leaving Nigeria started. And I can remember vividly that it was during Good Luck's Jonathan's era, and things were a bit fair compared to the way it is right now, but still the zeal that I want to leave the country because I wanted to either play soccer professionally or further my education, and trying to go there, I don't really have a lot of money to do that, but I had that faith, I had that zeal, I had that drive, I had that determination. It's not just a 1 week determination, a 2 day determination. No, it's something that keeps burning in me until I attain that goal, till I accomplish that task that I have in my mind, you know. So I can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
actually,
okay,
I muted
okay, okay.
myself.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So the journey started in 2015, So I remember then we're still in Jagun, if I was not mistaken. We had finished in 2014, right? so from 20, so from 2014, I'd already started processing some countries like Austria, Cyprus, Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic. I never had UK in mind because I never liked the UK for some reasons. I don't know. So yeah, and then I had an Austrian visa to go play soccer, and that same period I had gone to the embassy, to the American embassy 3 times, but I was denied. The fourth one, I just decided, okay, I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna give it one more try, because America was in the forefront of my mind that this is a country I want to go to, that I want to have my kids not in Nigeria. Those dreams we used to have as kids. I want to have my kids not in Nigeria. I want to have them in America, blah, 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 and stuff like that. So I went the fourth time, and lo and behold, I got the visa. So I got the visa. The question, that was just one stage of going to America, but I never knew anybody in America, not friends, not family, nobody. And the funds to go, I had none. So, but long story short, when I was leaving, I think my mom bought me a Bible, and then I had $40. That's all I had, So, and then I started my journey, and yeah, that's how we got here today. Hey, Chichi, come on, stop. So that's how we got here today. I can hear you. I think you're mute. Still mute. Hello?
Okay, so
Yes.
I remember one of our conversation how
Yeah.
that we got into the US and then for months we were looking for your feet. Like,
Yeah.
we were,
I was homeless for 5 months.
wow, and today the
Yeah.
story is different. Yeah, a lot of people, when most people ask successful people what their secret is, and then they tell them that the secret is in their story. People don't think successful people actually telling lies, but the truth is
Yeah.
that
There are a lot to learn in stories.
Oh
So,
yes.
people just see people. I mean, you see somebody driving a exotic car, you see somebody living in a mansion, having
Yeah.
real estate in different locations, and you are envying. You don't know the
Yeah.
other part. The guy, the person has failed. So now,
Yeah.
I want you to talk a little on, today I know you run the business in the US, and then
Yeah.
so I want to talk to you today. If somebody is also maybe planning to relocate, or of course in US like you, or maybe outside of the country, outside of US or outside of Nigeria, and is looking at, okay, how can I also start a business here? Because I believe that most Nigerians who are relocating, most don't get there to start their own business. Let me just use
Mm.
that word. Their own business. Most get jobs. And I'm not against jobs, neither am I
Yeah.
against running a business. But so
Yeah.
I'm just to rate this thing you would normally would have done if you were to be in Nigeria. If you
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
just what one of my mentors would say. He say, whenever we are there, we feel the break, everybody will have misbehave.
Yeah.
You know, how you were able to transition from what you call those who relocate to Nigeria in a strange land and then coming to that land. How many years did it take you and how did you go about it?
Okay, first, if I hear you correctly, because the network was a bit glitchy, you're asking me like how long did it take me to settle in when I get to America, right? First,
Yeah,
and
how
how I
long
started.
did it take you? Yes, and also started the business.
Okay, so when you when you come to a new country, right? And this is where I would say that people's thinking are different. You know, the way we think as human, be it a Nigerian or wherever you are from the world, it's really different. Um, for you to be able to want to aspire to do more, there must be a drive. Something must be driving you to either your past or a situation that has braked you, and then you feel like I would survive. For my own definition of failure, failure is a very important part of success. If you don't fail, you cannot succeed. You are not a failure. We are all failures, but we are different, or we are successful when we're able to pick ourselves back up and want to keep
Mm.
going. That's what makes us successful. And success for me might be different from how Mr. B is going to define success. It's okay, Mama. Daddy's on the phone, okay? So, and everyone, anybody can define success. Also, I'll say success is relative when it comes to the definition of success. So, how I started, I've worked in a few companies when I came to America. I've I've worked in the hospital. I've worked in the restaurant. I've worked in the how do I say, we call it model park. I've worked in like in a train station. So and I started working for I worked for Pepsi. I worked for JB Hunt. These are some of the big companies here in America. I worked for Slum BJ, the oil and oil company. I also worked for Stolt Nielsen. So these were within a period of like 6 years working for all of these companies. So when I came, yeah, when I came, I'd gone to school. I did nursing, but I was like, oh, this is not one thing I really want to do because my mind was in tune into becoming financially free. A lot of people who live here in America and work for people, I mean, work for different firms, they don't have that financial freedom. Like today is Monday now. I could decide, oh, I'm home. I'm not going to work, or I want to go to work. But not saying I don't take my business seriously. You understand what I'm saying? But I can
Oh, wow.
create my own time. Yeah, I can create my own time to spend with my family and all that stuff. The journey of how I got into logistics business today is as a result of like, what is the thing that I can do to make sure I have money coming in every week? at least even every day. That's the thought. So I sat down and I began to think that, okay, I started making research. A lot of people, one of the biggest, bless you, mama, one of the biggest things that makes a successful man is his or ability to sit down and make research, study, you know, keep making research about something you want to get yourself into. Because if you dabble into something, believe me, it's gonna fail if you especially don't know the pros and cons of what you are doing you know so my journey into the business that I'm doing today started like in 2018. I was working at Pepsi. I think at the time, 2019, I was working at Pepsi, and then I had this consignment to go deliver somewhere, and my boss mistakenly gave me a what was it called, a bill that was charged to that customer, right? So I saw the bill and I'm like, what? So this is what the customer pays for us to move this load from point A to point B. And at the end of the week, you're paying me stipend. I'm the one who's doing the job, right? Like, how in on earth are you paying me this and this is what you get paid? So that alone opened my eyes and I said, okay, look. And before then, I started saving. I'd started saving already, no matter how small I earn. You know, I decided, okay, I'm gonna buy my own truck, and then I was gonna start my business. So that was how I started, like venturing into logistics. Yeah. Oh, pizza.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
Pizza.
wow.
So
So
we've been we've
everyone
been
was,
doing we've been doing that now since 2019. Now. Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That, we talked about financial freedom.
Yeah.
We talked people working for many jobs.
Yeah.
To you and maybe to other people, what do you think financial freedom? I mean, what do you think financial freedom should be? I know you explained something a little around this.
Yeah.
Looking
Well,
at ways to use, and they are
yeah, I
definitely
think
fair.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
fair.
what would how would I say what's financial freedom is, how do I say now, the ability for you to control your own wealth, right? For the ability for you to control your own income, the ability for you to sit down and see that, okay, this is how much you project, this is how much I want to make, and in doing that, you can also have a life. Like here in America, I think in the Western world particularly, that there are a lot of people who don't have, how do I say it, financial freedom because we have bills to pay here in America or even in the UK, right? For example, if I was a nurse working in the hospital, I mean, it depends on the shift that I'm working. Say I'm doing the morning shift, I can be out of the house at 5 a.m. in the morning and then back at 4. So just think about someone who has a family and you have kids. How much time do you have to spend with your children or with your kids? you know. And sometimes I can tell you this for a fact. When I was working for these big corporations, I could buy an outfit. So okay, I want to wear this outfit to a party. For the next 2 years, I might not even touch that outfit because I don't have the time. I don't have, I don't have. Okay, where is the occasion that I'm going to now? Okay, that I could wear this outfit. Even though the occasion comes up, I'll be held by work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think financial freedom to me is the ability for me to be able to control my own income, set my own plans, and also be able to spend time with my family.
Wow. So, important thing, income, that's money generally,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
family. Yeah. You know, I'm also a believer in family. Whatever
Yeah.
amount you are making, you can't create that time for your family. Then
Yeah.
it's nothing. No
Yeah. Then
matter
it's not
what you
worth
are.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the truth of it is that we are not in competition with anybody.
No,
I'm not
no,
in
no.
communication, so it's just for you to know. Yes, just like you have paid the price, you have to go through, I know, rigorous training, and
Yeah,
then taking files and all of that. So you
yeah.
now get to do. Most people don't want to go through all of this stress because they
Mm,
call it stress on themselves, but they are
yeah.
forgotten that they do the price once and then they take it from it.
Yeah.
So let me bring you back home. When was the last
Yeah.
time you visited? How long have you lived in the country? Facing,
I think since the
facing,
past 11, maybe going to 11 years, once, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, maybe
I
once.
beg, where is your country?
Yeah. But hopefully I should be in Nigeria soon again. I should be in Nigeria maybe March by God's next, which is next month by God's grace.
Were you also part of those who had maybe said that they will never come back to the country again? Like,
No.
I know
Well, I have never had that mentality that I was never going to go back to Nigeria because I could tell you of a truth that the only problem we have as a country in Nigeria is, uh, how do I say it now? I'll say it's a governance problem. That's the major problem that I see in Nigeria. It's a governance problem. And in this past election, the government were able to, you know, she's looking at me.
the end of this month,
Yeah,
yeah, go for it.
don't mind me.
Sorry for waiting.
She left her room to come and invade mine. So yeah, I think the problem we have majorly it's a governance problem, and even in the past election, because I was following the election, closely, you know, they what they did was the government tried to turn us against each other, be it Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. That was a tool that I see, So I believe as a people and at the age that we are in, because sometimes when you talk about some of those things, they will tell you that, oh, Nigeria is just, 60 something years plus old. And I tell them that that's not an excuse, that we have country who gained independence even in 1999 that are doing so well today. It's a part of it was called mindset. I'll also tell people around me that being religious does not create wealth, does not solve the problem of a country. It's the mindset of the people, the ability for us to understand that, be it if you're Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa, or you're a Christian, you're an idol worshiper, you're a traditionalist, or you're Muslim, that we are all sharing this part of the country, which is Nigeria. We are all going towards this road. And if this road is bad, it's going to affect you regardless of your belief, your ethics and all that stuff, you know. So back to the question, I have never for once thought that I was not going to go back to my country because to me, Nigeria is one of the best places you can do business. I'm more of a business minded person, you know. It's one of the best places you can live. But the only problems and challenges that we have are security, which is also part of the government issue that I had mentioned. And do we have challenges here in the United States? Yes, we do. There are challenges everywhere in the world. So you just have to pick and choose how to fight your battle. Are they minimal? Yeah, compared to Nigeria, they are very minimal because, again, this is where the structure of governance has come in to be able to like mediate this problem and prefer solutions to it. So, and as a people, as a Nigerian too, we have to also look into this what's it called, problem, because if we are able to look at it, you know we'll be able to have a very good and perfect economy. That's what I believe.
So from your conversation now, I can deduce that you believe strongly in this country. Even though what we
Yeah.
are going through, yeah, it's not in any way compared to going through. So you
Yeah.
believe in Nigeria. So talking about Nigeria, let me take it back. Let me take you now back to the Nigerian real estate.
Yeah.
I know, just like I was saying in the introduction, that you bring a colleague in school. became a friend, and now a customer. A customer. So you recently got did something in the real estate sector. I mean, in the Nigerian real estate, because whether we like it or not, you have contributed to the growth of, let me say, the real estate, the GDP now of the
Yeah.
Nigerian real. So you have
Mhm.
contributed to that. And so
Yeah.
that alone shows that you benefit strongly see what this country become and what and not what we are going through.
Yeah.
So are there some factors that maybe made the decision that no, the Nigerian real estate sector, I think I should start doing something. I know maybe one of those things
Hmm.
would have been this, financial freedom or wealth creation around it.
Yeah.
Are there some factors you consider that made you make that decision? If there are real ones, like you shared the story, one of these two stories earlier, of course you can share.
Yeah, I mean, there are, how do I say it now? There's a factor, of course, that made me thought about, like, investing back home or getting into the real estate back home. Aside from the fact that, some people who might be watching this might be like, oh, he's Igbo. So Igbo people like to, show off and, like buy, well, do stuff back home, whatever. It makes sense too if they can say that, but that's not just my belief. My belief is that uh, no matter where you find yourself, you should be able to create an impact from the place you're coming from, or from your grassroots. It's very, very important, you know, making sure you create impact, no matter how little it is. And again, what we are enjoying here in the United States, some of the housings that we see, the real estate, the land and properties that we see, people have acquired these a long time ago, and the people who are enjoying it are their kids, right? Like the kids now, are enjoying what their fathers has put in place. So I'm trying to do that for my own kids too, either be it here in America, be it here in back home in Nigeria. Landed properties is something that would forever appreciate. They would never depreciate. You know. So it's something that would forever appreciate. They would never ever depreciate. That is one. Secondly, I believe maybe this is the first time I believe that in the future, Chichi could stop it. Um, I believe that in the future that I also want to go into what's it called? Politics, because sit back here and
I guess
yeah,
it,
yeah, we are not going to sit back here, like, and that's one of the thing. It's going to
it
be
gives me want to
blasphemy.
have a conversation.
Yeah. It's gonna be blasphemy if we who had gone abroad have seen the way development has changed the country of where we live in, and that's why we are still here. Because if it's bad, we would have found ourselves like, hey, we want to go home and stuff like that, and we can't bring that development back home. Then we have actually traveled in vain, and that's why I still kind of like sometimes talk down on our politicians that how on earth do you guys travel out? You going to abroad to get a good healthcare system and all that stuff. Why can't you do those things back home in Nigeria? You know, sorry for deviating a little bit. So, but one of the reason why I also like get got myself involved into real estate is because like we are going into commercial farming, which is poultry. If you see the country as it is right now, people are hungry. People are very,
Mm,
very hungry. Imagine a dollar to a naira. I mean, a naira to a dollar now, we're looking at almost 1,700 as of today. I mean, that's $1,700 to a naira, which is
that's true.
ridiculous, you know, which is very, very ridiculous. I mean, I begin to phantom that how can an average Nigerian afford to feed themselves? And the way we are going into a national crisis slowly, but we don't know that, and I believe, I'm thinking the government needs to come around now and do something about it. And calling the government, we as a people, we need to also contribute our own share, put greed aside and contribute our own shares too. Like, I know no one is ever setting up a business to just be charity. We're setting it up for the purpose of making profit. But indirectly, we are affecting the lives of the people around us by creating jobs, bringing about new innovations, sharing idea. Because if one person who is also inspired, just as the way I was inspired to set up a farm back home in my country, sees that, okay, this man can do this, I can also do this. That's another person who has elevated another number of people away from poverty, and also put food on other people's tables. So that's why I think I'm getting myself into real estate.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, considering the fact that Nigeria has a lot of resources, a lot of
Yeah,
things grow here, and then
yeah,
you can see that God feed, also feed other nations. And
yeah,
we have seen that even with the present economic situation, we are not being taken back to
uh,
farming.
yeah,
That is
into
the thing.
agriculture.
It's
Yeah,
not funny. It's not funny that we know the way forward. We know the way
yeah,
out of our. Yes, we are busy, moving
yeah,
or moving.
yeah,
Just trying to shy away from what would make us forward, what will put us
yeah,
forward. Well, people like you, people like all people like everyone who are choosing to go into farming, go into agriculture,
yeah,
go do your own farming will be different from the way it's done.
yeah,
But I want to say to you, yes, and I must say that just because I see and I saw other Nigerians who have been planning something massive.
yeah,
He's also a USC,
yeah,
Nigerian military, and he has fired this people. Now, I want to, you were when you acquire that farmland in Nigeria, so where the the reason I ask this question is because most people have carried
yeah,
and I can tell you that I see that almost every week. People
yeah.
complaining. So, but for you, what was the first you could only do believe that the land you were acquiring, you were doing you were taking the right step. You were taking the right thing. That push you or made you to this go ahead and you do it. And what are the
Sorry, you were breaking up a little bit. Can you recap on that question? Sorry.
what were the steps? What were
Mm-hmm.
the land you are acquiring? You're taking the right decision. You're making the right decision. You're taking the right step. What were the things you did that made you believe in the acquisition of those acres of land you acquired?
Well, like you rightly said from the beginning, one of the problem of any business or organization, is trust. It's trust, and trusting or entrusting whatever you're building in the hands of someone, especially when you're not there. It's a very key factor that can either make or break your business or your financial plan as an individual. Either Either you are even just like 5 miles away from your business, or you're 2,000 miles away from your business. Like most people say that when you're starting a business, your presence is always needed in that business. But trust me, when you have an entrusted person, you know, you're good to go. Depending on, so the step that I took, or that made me knew that, yes, I'm not making a mistake in what I'm doing, is number one, because I 100% trust Weedeville, which is you, your company, because from the day one till this moment, every word that you have spoken to me, apart from being a friend or maybe a customer to you, like you said from the beginning, you know like you rightly like, I'm so huh? So yeah, like you rightly know, I pay attention to details, small details. So yeah, every word that you have spoken to me from last year, November, when we started this conversation, to this very moment, has not changed. I have not had a reason to doubt that whatever you're saying is false, or I've not had a reason to doubt that, oh, whatever you're saying is false. Because even before, the planning of acquiring the land, you came out right and told me, look, this is it, this is it, this is not it. Even when I tried to take a step that I felt was good enough for me, you came back and with respect and said, oh, why don't you, like, look at it from this point, look at it from this point, and see if it's a decision you really want to carry on with. And trust me, that's a way of you telling me I don't think this is the right step to take. So I went back and I sat down, I thought about it, and yes. So everything you had said, and anyone who is also watching this live with us, I could tell you that Mr. Jeremiah is the right person for you to get your real estate or your property with, because of the trust I have in him. And yeah, that's 100%. I could also say this on live. I remember when I wanted to send you some huge amount of money. My mom and dad was like, "Hey, you don't know this guy. You don't know this. He did this like that." Yeah. So that, how would you just send money to this person? You don't know. So you know which, I understand totally. This, our parents, they see the struggles that we go through to get those money, and don't want us to fall a victim of of fraud or dubious people. But I could tell, and I told them this, and I said, look, I know Mr. Jeremiah, even not judging him from the days of when we were in school till this moment, I could tell you he has not changed. And 2000 and we gained admission in 2010, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? From 2010 till this moment, that's about 14 years, right? If I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. So, I mean, it's a long time to for me to be able to tell that, okay, even though I'm not seeing this person, I saw him physically for about 4 or 5 years on a stretch, but I could tell that yes, Mr. Jeremiah is a man of his word and can be trusted. So that's why I took the decision I took with him.
Wow, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Um, yeah, so to those watching us live, or those that will watch this YouTube video, or wherever you are watching it, I want you to know this, that I know it is not about what is being done today, but at least what has been done before today, what is being done today, can also tell what is to be done tomorrow. But of course,
True.
I know people think so. So that's why every of I pray that God help me never to take what does not belong to me. Some of us have loans to protect.
Yeah.
Um, I was still telling my wife recently. I said anything that is needed, and you have to spend the money.
Mm.
If it cannot work for me, like if that thing, because I'm also a believer that a believer of my wife working, and of course not just working, doing business because I know that's where the money is.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'll say that if an expense comes to wait for me and you have capacity to do
Do
it
it.
and never ask me
Yeah.
for the money. Course, anyone I know that has a response, I'll definitely respond. See, before I'll always been promising, okay, borrow me, I'll give you. But about 2 years ago, I just realized that, come, all this borrow me, I'll give you. What will I continue? So I stop telling her what I cannot offer. So the
Yeah.
same thing is for me, if I will not be able to do what I am telling you, I will not tell you I will do it because it is
Yeah.
not about money, it's about the name that, and of course your reputation, the integrity that you have to protect. So those
Yeah.
are the things.
Yeah.
I know money, we need money. I need money badly, but the truth is also when there was no money back then, did I survive? Yes, I
That
did.
you did.
Anyway, I
Right.
survived then. I will survive today. And of
Mm.
course, um, the people that are also our mentors have also helped us to do it this way. So the person I learned letters from is also my mentor to tomorrow. And
Wow.
they have built a business. The business is now 11 years, and they have built it 12 years this year. So they built the business on trust, on integrity.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know that this is thing. I know it works. So
Yeah.
those who can't, they are just shooting themselves in the leg. So I want to
Yeah.
say thank you, uh, Mr. Isaac, for
Yeah,
believing.
and I want to say one more thing. I mean, most of the people that are going into real estate right now, I could tell them from a standpoint. I mean, some people will go back maybe in the next 10 years and watch this video and be like, "Damn, this guy said this." And, Ogun State is the new gold now. I'm saying this
Yeah,
now. so for a lot of people to know, because Lagos is almost there. There are no more lot of lands in Lagos. So Ogun State is the new gold. So I mean, whoever is watching this, Mr. Jeremiah is based in Ogun State, though he also does real estate in Lagos, Ogun State, and wherever parts you want him to acquire property for you. He's capable. You're in a safe hands with your money. That I can bet with you guys.
you can't be
Yeah.
like say I tell you about that now.
you go pay me.
Seriously, thank you for the mention. And then I hope that a lot of people will hear this and then take market action. But one of my strengths in this business is all that is also that you will see somebody telling you the truth like this, and
Yeah.
you feel this is the truth. But just like me in business, I don't force people to do. I just make them see. Just like what you said earlier, all the while, all those periods we were trying to analyze whether you should buy or not. What
Yeah.
I did mostly was more like consultation. I always
Yeah.
sounded like a desperate agent, but I was
Yes.
sounding like a consultant because I
Yes.
needed to see beyond just the land,
Yeah.
beyond what was happening. I needed to see, yeah, you shared your big picture with me, and I
Yeah.
feel, if you have a good picture, I know what it means to have a good picture.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, who can think the way you are thinking to help you see, I mean, to help you see better. You have seen it already. Of
Yeah.
course, you have to see, because when others are saying that, oh, this thing can't work, and the owner is saying that it can work, you
Yeah.
now have somebody to say that, come on, it can work. That's what
Yeah.
it work. And I also want to say that one of the people that have said, oh, he wasn't seeing it then, today he has said
Yeah.
that, of course,
Yeah.
he
Yeah. My dad was one of the people on that table.
doesn't mention it.
he was like, oh no, this is, but later on when he came back and he was like, oh, I'm impressed now. I mean, and that's another, what's it called now? For those who are watching, I want them to know that sometimes people don't share the vision that you have, regardless of their age. They don't have that capacity to see what you are seeing, when it comes to the vision that you have in your mind, because the vision is shared. Two people cannot share the same vision at the same time. The vision that was shared to you is just for you. So then you now have the risk factor of what would make that vision come to limelight. It could be your brother, your father, your mother, your sister, your close friend who might want to talk you out of that vision, you know. But the ball is in your court to be like, I've seen this vision, I have this vision, and I'm determined, no matter what anyone says about it, to go for it. And that's how you become a successful person in life. Being able to take risk. If you cannot take risk, you cannot be successful. That's what I know.
If we started this conversation, Nigeria pastor has been out with here. They restored the life, they took it, they brought it back again. And, yeah, John, I believe that Nigeria will stand, Nigeria will walk, Nigeria will be
Yeah,
great. We believe strongly. We believe
yeah.
strongly in Nigeria. We believe strongly in Nigeria. So, what flood this conversation,
Hmm.
I must say that we really, really said a lot of things that, it's enough for people to take action on, and I must say that, even beyond my own expectations, you have
Yeah.
spoken, you have shared some things beyond my own expectations. So, and I say thank you, thank you,
You're
thank
welcome,
you.
Mr.
Thank you. So to everyone that has joined us, I want to say thank you for being a part of this conversation. I hope that I can talk to many more Nigerians who are living abroad. Yes, I know. I know that there could be one or two challenges out there, but then if you believe in what you want to do, it is possible. I can tell you it is possible. What faith grow, grow from me, and then I've watched myself grow, let's just use that word, and I've also seen people, start off from the ground and then up. So people have started from nothing and then they've been able to do something. Just like I always share that when we're going to enter into school, the first month I went to school was when I lost my dad. But then I didn't pray in the shower. Even though I cried that he died without something like cooking. But then I still have to prove. I still have to prove. So can you give us a starting word too from your end? Let's so that we can bring this conversation to a close. What would you tell Nigerians in diaspora and even Nigerians at home? I hope you're not mistaken. So, okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, I can't. Okay, speak now. Let me say that. Go ahead. Hello, can you hear me? Oh, there's something wrong. The audio is oh, the audio is out, but you can hear me clearly, right? Wow. So how come I'm not hearing you? Wow. So the network doesn't want people to hear what you have to tell us. Okay, so I just go on. I'm on Facebook now to see what's happening. Let me see if I'll hear you from Facebook. Okay, I think it's the same thing. Wow. Okay, so Everyone, on behalf of Mr. Isaac, I'll help you to say your final word. Because I could tell you that I'm not hearing again. But I must say thank you for choosing to be part of this conversation. The time zone is not the same. So the sacrifice you just made now is worth some dollars. Eh? But I'm not earning in dollars. I mean, my primary business is not earning in dollars, so I will not be able to pay you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And do enjoy a good day. Have a great day. Have a great day. Bye. Bye. So everyone, thank you. So everyone, thank you for joining this conversation. I hope to have more conversations with Nigerians in diaspora and Nigerians who are doing something in the real estate sector. I believe that watching this live session, you have picked one or two lessons from it and can begin to run with it. Thank you for being a part of this. Don't forget to take massive action on your financial dreams. Take massive action. Leverage your real estate to build transgenerational wealth. And I hope that I will also be able to work with you someday, helping you acquire the new and trusted real estate properties around Nigeria. Thank you and have a great evening. Bye.